Came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights and scenes, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship, and all you gotta do is join our trip. There isn't any cost of membership. All the sailors here are really hip. I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard our trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
There they are, some of Foxhole's finest. The finest. Look at them there. Look at them there. Oops. That damn Duska, she'll sneak up on you. She will sneak right up on your ass when you least expect it. When you least expect it. All right, let's knock that down. Let's knock down that noise. Good evening, my friends, and welcome to yet another edition of the Mystery Ship. I'm so glad you're here with me this wonderful Sunday night. Got blessed here today in Oregon. It was supposed to pour rain. It never did. We got just some slight dabbles, so your brother Zoe went for a nice long motorcycle ride. Yes, I did. Thank you, Sandra. Look at that. Incoming raid from Sandra's. Wow, 16 people. Fantastic. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Isn't that wonderful? That's what friends are for. Wow, that's freaking cool. That is freaking cool. I'm taking a peek just to make sure I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be live. Okay, we are live. Okay, good. We are grooving on the tubing. Grooving up the tube. That is happening. We are live at Rumble. We are good at Pilled. We are good at Twitch. Yes, we are twitching that itch. And yes. Wow, Val Kimber says 4 inches of rain here. You got a motorcraft? You know those, what do they call them? Jet ski things? That's a motorcycle for the water, Val. Just take it on out. Or if you want to follow in TL's footsteps, just try mowing your lawn. Try mowing your lawn right about now. There you go. Hope everybody is doing wonderfully out there. Look, there is CL Goober, the winner. The winner and champion for the ladies. Yet again, the ladies stole. I'm telling you, there's a conspiracy. The ladies ran away with the foxhole squares again. Here's a picture of Bruce Q. Wayne you can add to my picture library. Well, let's just get a gander. Let's get a gander right here. Let's see what we can do here. Aha. We'll share that one. My man Bruce Q. Doing what he does best. Well, let me reduce this if I can. So, how do I do that? I know how. I know how. There it is. I had to get it down to a size where you guys could see it on one of my monitors. Well, that's the main monitor, dude. You want the side monitor. Side monitor. Why are you seeing that? What is going on with my... What's going on with my... But seriously, there he is. There he is. There he is, Bruce Q. In all of his glory. It is a pretty amazing thing to think that finally, it's only taken nearly 4 years. Two of the 3 beer men have actually met each other at this point. I've met all 3 beer men multiple times. I knew this day would happen. I knew this day would come. I knew it would. It's pretty awesome to see Cosmac and Bruce Q hanging together. Pretty damn fun. It looks like they had a great time at the Comic-Con. Good for them. Good for them. All right. To the hellos. To the hellos. I'm going to start right here. Start right here, right now. That's you and Bruce, Mountain Dog Boy. Gotcha. Outstanding. You must be a PA guy then. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Salty Nuts is with us. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. He's my brother. I was on his show earlier today. We had a great time hanging out together. Mountain Dog Boy is with us. Girl Patriot, great to see you. Prayer Warrior Girl, always a pleasure. Raising Cain in the house. Prairie Fire. Jazzbar 73, one of the original sailors, one of the first 12 sailors to ever set foot aboard the mystery ship. Right there. Right freaking there. Madness Comic Network. Pops Van Zant, good to see you. Loafus 23, great to see you. Maddie's mom. Pilled by the Rabbit. Pilled by the Rabbit. I have seen that name forever. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Bell 101, Hang 10 Alien Surfer, my brother. Hey, right now. This is the cutest freaking card I got from Norm and Kitty. It is Norm, you and me, 3 zebras hanging out, having fun. Inside it says, Zoso Dude, Hollywood, the best party ever. Happy birthday, Norm and Kitty. They are as classic Americana as it gets. I always get like a Christmas card from them, and I love them. Frickin' love them. Dear friends of mine. Crack That Whip in the house. Spasso Yeti, 3 beer men. Cosmic Grandpa Mauser 77. Coffee Talk with Sandra. What are you doing, little lady? Zoom in the house. Timberjet Belush. My brother Belush. Markle Anong, Zorton PR, Grain of Salt. Man, we got a freaking raft of them. A freaking raft of them. Excuse me, my dinner is still settling. Sorry. Goobage in the house. Wonderful. Did I see Crazy Chuck with a K? I did. I knew I did. Just tremendous people hanging out. Thank you so much for being with me over there at all 44 of you over at Pilled Foxhole. Let's take a quick peek over at Rumble. We've got 4 of them, and I salute you. I salute you, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with me over at Rumble. Over at the Tube, I'm seeing Wally World present. That's Arden's better half right there. Good to see you, my brother. And my dear sister, I bitch slap Satan all the way up there in the beautiful, beautiful landscapes of Maine. One of the most, I'll bet Maine is looking so pretty right now. And Andrew Schroeder, he smelled a rat. He jumped aboard. He said, "Good evening, Captain." He's going to be dozing off to my show tonight. Looks like he had a rough weekend. I hope you enjoyed every minute, Andrew. Good to see you. Over here in Lemon Land. Oh, my God. Spudley says, "I've eaten so many carbs today, I blame the missus." You can't blame the missus. It was your mouth. It was your mouth. Salty Nuts is also over there spreading the love. Dandy 002, Bad Zoot, both of them sharing the lemon love. Thank you kindly. Good to see you both. Val Kimber in the house. Syllabor's with us. Phenomenal. Peggy Dancer. Jayla 17. we got the regular family. Lynn Winters is here. I mean, if it got any better. If it got any better. How phenomenal. Good to see all of you guys. All y'all. And they are our current champions. Yes, they are proudly wearing the crown right now. You can see it. Those D-livers, they earned it. Wearing the crown for the moment. Good to see you guys. Good to see all of you. Kind of an interesting day. I do want to briefly touch on a couple of things. I received some absolutely wonderful birthday cards. I mean, you guys you're just over the top. This one was really special. This is from my buddy, the Doodah Man. I mean, he had to go out and find a birthday card that had a ship on it that says "Sail on to another year." Inside, he told me a couple of great stories. I can't wait to meet this guy. He lives way down there in Florida on the east side, down deep. I'm making it a personal mission to go visit Joe and Darlene this year. A wonderful, wonderful friend, and a big supporter of the Mystery Ship family. And if that wasn't enough, as you guys know, each and every year I go around the country on my motorcycle, meeting up with as many of sailors as possible, sometimes dropping in on old friends, other times meeting new ones, always open for... I literally go where the wind blows me. It is because I'm constantly steering around weather, and although I have a basic game plan, I want to go from here and I want to get over to there. Sometimes to get there, I go like this. It's just, when you're on a motorcycle and you are subject to Mother Nature, you got to do what you got to do to stay alive. And but one wonderful thing that I received, and this is phenomenal. Look how many of these there are. Can you see how many of those there are? This thing weighs about 6 pounds, at least 2 anyway. Year before last, when I got into Reading, it was right at the beginning of my trip. I ran into my dear brother Dave Mick, and laid a tie-dyed shirt on him. He looks good in it, and he gave me a really amazing gift. It is a leather-bound edition of the Constitution, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. That was 2 years ago. Prior to that time, other than back in 8th grade in my civics class, I don't think I had read through the Constitution. I don't think I'd read through the Constitution in 40, I'm ashamed to say it, 40 or more years. And he gave me this thing. It is a pocket Constitution. And I now keep it right on my desk at work because I'm constantly quoting out of it to the young men I work with. When if the situation falls into a category where I can shoehorn a bit of a bit of knowledge from the Constitution, I lay it on these young charges. And I think, honestly, since I've owned one of those and have had it at my side, it's everybody should have one. Everybody should have and be very familiar with the United States Constitution. If you are not, you are missing out on a very important part of being an American. Well, my dear sister, C.L. Goober, the winner of the foxhole game last night, sent me, there's got to be 200 copies in here, of the Constitution of the United States. And I will be giving these to each and every person I meet along the road this year on my cross-country trip. I wish that she had autographed the inside, because I'm going to write, "With love from Goober and Zoso," on every one of these. And I'm telling you, seriously, we need to remember from whence we came, people. Otherwise, how the hell are we supposed to forge ahead? Knowing your Constitution, knowing your rights, baby. I mean, that's the first way to stop getting pushed around, is to know your legal grounds on which you stand. So I love you, Goober. Thank you so much. That is a phenomenal gift, and I will lovingly give those out to each and every person I meet this year. And I think it is that's about as American a thing you can possibly do for your friends, is to give out a freaking. He said, Jazz Bar says, "I'd like to have one." Brother, I'll tell you what. Pre or post 1871? I don't know. Let me look. Let me look at it. Let me see what it says. I know it says Constitution of the United States. Its only keepers, the people. And that is a quote from George Washington. It doesn't say. It does not say what edition it is, but it has an index, and it has the Declaration of Independence. And I'm telling you, this is a phenomenal thing to have. Jazz Bar. I think I have your, I think from mailing you a shirt years ago, I probably still have your address. I will look it up. And if you guys want one, just send me a DM or send me an email, and I'll get the jump on it, because I'm not going on my trip until September. But if you would like to receive this sooner, I will be happy to invest in a stamped envelope and send it your way, because I'm telling you, thank you, Goober. Goober, that is one of the coolest freaking things ever. Wow. Well, Goob, that was wonderful. She bought 500 of them, people. She's giving them out as well. She was an American girl. I like it. All right. I've got a dandy of a show for you tonight, people. I've got a dandy of a show. Did I ever tell you that I was an inventor? Did I tell you that my grandfather was an inventor? Yes. I think I shared this. Let me show you something right here. This is a 1970 Pepsi can. 1970. This was the real deal. This is the way cans used to look when I was a kid, right? The hard top, and you old duffers, you can recognize a pull tab when you see one, right? This is back from the day when you lifted a ring and you actually pulled the ring off and you opened the top and drank your soda that way. And of course, the pull tabs became a problem because, people being people, they were leaving them on the beach, and they would get stuck in the sand, and people would walk along and they would step on them and they would cut their feet. And pretty soon there was public outrage, and I think it took like 5 years, but eventually they outlawed the pull tab. They outlawed the pull tab for what we have today, which is just a scored ring and the lift-up tab and everything stay intact. The tab now goes to the inside as you. But this was my grandfather's invention, because prior to this, the way when I was a kid, the way you enjoyed a can of Coca-Cola, that was what the top of the can of Coca-Cola looked like, right there. And you had to get one of those can openers and open two little V's in it, you know, like for evaporated milk and that kind of thing. Yep. And that's how you drank a soda. When I was a kid, my grandfather sold this invention to Alcoa for $1 million. Now, my grandfather never worked a day in his life. So, as far as I was concerned, it was about time the son of a bitch did something. Okay? All he did was get married and play golf with Jackie Gleason down there in Florida. When he was 18 years old, he started, this is back in 1905. 1905. He was 18. Every Friday he got a check for $10,000. And that's what he lived on for the whole of his life. So he coasted through the Great Depression. Didn't faze him in the slightest, or his brother, or his sister. They just lived. And he ended up buying a nice little house on the Florida International Waterway down there in Fort Lauderdale, long before Fort Lauderdale was trendy or a hip, cool place to be. He just wanted a nice beach house. And he got himself one. And he dabbled with a couple of... There was another invention he made. He invented one of the very first... This was in the 1950s. He invented a carpet kicker. A carpet kicker. Because one day he was watching how guys installed carpet, and he saw how grueling it was and how difficult it was and how hard they worked to stretch the carpet flat. And he said, you know, if I had this little arm with these little fingers on it and you could just kick it with your knee, man, you could suck that thing nice and tight. And he made one, and he gave it to this carpet guy, and he loved it. And he goes, I'll buy all the ones you can make. So my grandfather made a carpet kicker that was rather successful. But his big claim to fame was that one right there, baby. The pull-top tab. The pull-top tab. Anyway, never really worked a day in his life. And wanting so badly to follow in my grandfather's footsteps, I got a little invention I'm working on. I haven't done too well with the never working a day in your life part, but as far as following him by coming up with an invention, I got a doozy. I'm working on, and I'm telling you, every woman in this audience will thank me when you see my invention hanging right next. I want them to be $10 or less. I want to go on Shark Tank or whatever it's called, and I want to sell my invention to one of those sons of bitches. And I'm telling you, every woman will buy one of these and hand it to her husband and say, install this right freaking now. That's how good of an invention it is. So that got me thinking about inventions, and I started looking, and I came across 30 of the wackiest damn inventions you've ever heard of. And we're going to be looking at those tonight, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll tell you what my invention is. Maybe I will. What do you think? I know that the ladies are dying to know what it is I've come up with, and I'm telling you, every one of them. Every single woman in this chat is going to run and buy Zozo's invention. And they're going to say, hallelujah, Zo, I love you. I fucking love you. Actually, most of them are probably saying that already, but this is just to put the icing on the cake. We'll be back right after this. This is your chance, folks, to take the dog out or go hang a wang, refresh your drink, whatever it is, that voodoo that you do. We'll be back on the other side of this here video. I'll see you on the other side.
Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next.
Yes, it is at this time that I always like to take a second. I always like to take a second and thank the wonderful people who come and hang out with me. You're just freaking extraordinary. Extraordinary people, and I love you lots. I really look forward to getting out there and meeting you this coming summer. I'm pushing it back this year. Instead of going out and roasting myself in the summer sun, I think I'm going to go around September. The very first year that I went in September. That was the year I first met Frank, the day that Aurora was born. And I met Willie Fixit, Joey Mormon. It was very, very Rook Castle and so many friends. It was a lovely time of year. I do remember not freezing my ass off. That I do remember. I also remember going through 9 states in one day, over 1,000 miles, 17 hours. That I also remember. I hope to do it a little more leisurely, a leisurely pace this time. But I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate more than anything your support and your kindness, things like your birthday cards and your texts and your just everything. And if I can take that a step further, I'm sure that my friend Sandra will concur with me. Last night at the end of our show, I know there are those of you who have been tuned in to the Foxhole Squares for the last several weeks. Last night was our 13th episode, and let me tell you, we've had some troubled weeks. Okay, when we first got started, we had technical difficulties, and oh man, the video was chipmunking, and then the audio and the video weren't lined up for the whole. It was keeping us awake. And Sandra worked her ass off this week, so I want to give a special thanks to Sandra for her incredible work this week. But I just want to share some of the nice things that people said yesterday because it was amazing. At the end of the show, people said, Rainbow 17 said, so happy to see it finally running smoothly. Congratulations, yay. Spazzo Yeti said, flawless show, Sandra, great work. Angry Mary said, great show. Lily 2417, best show yet. Prayer Warrior said, awesome job, Sandra. Everyone involved loved lurking while making dinner. Artist 61 said, fantastic show tonight. TL Spud said, almost flawless. And coming from Spud, that means something. My dear sister Porpoiseful said, great show. Nearly flawless. Nearly flawless is what Spudley said. And just all of you guys, thanks for hanging in there with us. Going forward, I'm telling you, now that we have crossed that freaking bridge, now the show is going to pick up some serious if you know what I mean. Momentum. We've got a bunch of great freaking guests lined up over the next few weeks. Where is it? Yep. Got it written down. I lost this box. I brought this out here last night, and then I lost it. Next week we have Sean Mary, Braves Piano, and Ash, I believe, is joining us. The following weekend, we've got Singing Pretty, Father Larry, Paul Thaddeus. Yes, and then, oh man. Anyway, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. I am so excited about this freaking show now. I watched the playback last night and was just, it was so nice. I slept like a freaking baby last night. All right, so what is my invention? I'm sure you're dying to know. I can tell that the people are they want to know what it is. I will tell you this. A poor and bastardized version of my invention already exists. Yes, you can find them online, and I'll tell you what, they're all garbage. They're all garbage, but mine will be the one that works. Mine will be the one that people want. How many times have you gone into a restroom and you've had to either, for whatever reason, and the ladies, I'm sure you understand this, especially when it's a shared women's bathroom, that's got to be the worst for the ladies. That has to be absolutely the worst because, ladies are pretty, they respect one another. Guys, they're pigs. I'm telling you, guys are pigs. And they just are. They can't help themselves. When a guy's got to go, and sometimes he doesn't take a second to lift the seat. He just freaking, I can aim for that little slot in the middle, no problem. There's nothing worse than going into a restroom and finding somebody else's dribblings all over the place where you need to rest your bottom. Does everyone agree? So I've got this pedal. It's a pedal that you walk up and you step on, and it automatically lifts the seat. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to dial in the final. I either have a split pedal where you step on half of it and it lifts just the lid, or you step on both halves of it and it lifts both the lid and the seat. Or I'm thinking a double step. The first step lifts the lid, the second lifts the seat. I think that's the one I'm leaning towards, but that would be a little more expensive, but I've just about got it dialed in. So anyway, yes, they do exist. There are stupid ones that have strings on them, and all the ones on the market right now are garbage. But Zosos is a work of art. And pretty soon I'll be installing one right here at my house, and I'll let you know how it goes. It's going to put a smile on Mrs. Zoe's face. I know that. All right. So So, crazy inventions. You wouldn't believe. Well, you're going to believe. I'm telling you, you're going to believe when I show these to you. People of the past, in trying to come up with a better way, have come up with some of the stupidest inventions you have ever imagined. I'm telling you, there are some dumbass people in this world who think that they really got something for you. This one right here is the one that just absolute freaking blows my mind. Okay? Shall we have a look at these? Shall we have a look at these? Let me share these with you, because I don't even think you're going to believe half of these. I know that I didn't. Okay, so let me just preface this. Let me preface this by telling you that hundreds of thousands of patents are issued by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for new inventions every year. Some of these creations, such as the light bulb, the personal computer, and the automobiles, changed the world. Yes, they did. Others have made everyday life just a little bit easy and potentially more fun. Just look at your smartphone or the cat scratch toy that resembles a DJ's turntable. And some of the inventions are for things that people never realized they needed, but now desperately want. Enter one toilet seat lifter. Zoso's toilet. I'm going to call it the Easy Up. No, the lift. Damn it, I had a great name for it. Easy Up? No, it was... Oh, Step It Up. Step It Up. That's what I'm calling it. Step It Up. Step It Up. You'll see me on Shark Tank very soon. Anyway, there's just all kinds of crazy shit out there. So you're going to love this. Massage helmets. How many times at Christmas do you see people who give out gifts because they want to give somebody something, but they just don't know what to give them? They just don't know. So they get a trinket that the person, it'll sit in their top drawer of their dresser or maybe the sock drawer, and they'll probably never use it, right? I mean, how many of us have received those kind of gifts at Christmas? Just, it was well-intentioned. It was meant to be good, but first of all, how often does one need his scalp massaged? Really? Really, is it that satisfying? I mean, there's this crazy thing I found in an airport once that was like $1.99. I found it in one of those, I don't know, airport, and it's just a bunch of little wires on a knob, and you put this thing on your head, and these little fingers, they expand and contract, and it scratches your scalp, and I will say it's tingling, and it's satisfying, and it's fun, and it was worth every bit of $1.99, but, you set the thing down, and you never use it again. It's just one of those stupid little things that you brought home, but back in the day, back in the 30s, they had this. Yes, they did. This right here, folks. I'm sorry, this was the 60s. The 60s. You didn't need to visit a spa to get a relaxing head massage. No, you could slip on this massage helmet for an air-powered scalp rub down. Now, these inventions are still available today, albeit a bit more modern and portable forms, just like the one I just described to you, that silly little thing that goes zing, zing. Who hasn't tried one? They're wonderful, aren't they? I mean, they really are pretty freaking cool. I got one for my daughter, and she loves it. She's got this thick head of hair, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Now, this one defies the imagination, folks. Back in the day, all of us know very much after learning about COVID, right? All signs pointed towards, was it 1918 when the Spanish flu came to the United States? And back then, the decision was fresh air. That was the cure. That was the cure for not getting the Spanish flu, was tons of fresh air. Fresh air, baby. So then doctors said, one of the healthiest things that you can do for your baby is give them fresh air. So somebody came up with this. This is a baby net that attaches to your 10th story apartment in New York City. And you can put your baby in this, basically like a lobster trap, and you can dangle your baby out the window of your 18th story New York penthouse, and your baby will get all the fresh air in the world. Is that not the, I wonder if any of us or any of our moms and dads actually were in swaddling clothes in one of these things, because I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot think of a stupider, more dangerous, more preposterous. Who was the son of a bitch who thought about this? For crying out loud. I'm sorry. I'll take my toilet stepper all day. My Step It Up. Step it up, ladies. You will love this thing. You will love this thing, I promise. Okay, now this one. Here's another beauty. Here's another beauty. We all know that person who's just not a very good dancer, right? I mean, the old two-step back in the day when, your uncle taught you ladies how to dance, there are some people who just never got the hang of it. They're like Elaine on Seinfeld. So some genius came up with these. He said, man, I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to make $1 million. I have created men's and women's shoes that are essentially one shoe. So you have to follow my lead, darling. Slip into something a bit more comfortable, and I will teach you. They were called Siamese dancing shoes, specially designed for ballroom dancing. They were featured in a spoof Better Living catalog in 1981, potentially as a joking way to help couples stay in sync on the dance floor, whether they were mastering the foxtrot or more likely tipping to the ground. I probably could have used a pair of those. I was that painfully shy kid at, you remember in school on certain Fridays, I'm only drawing from my own youth. I went to a Catholic school, and I don't know, once every 2 months, just it was always on the last day before Christmas vacation, or maybe a Friday night before a 3-day weekend. We would get to bring in a record player, and everybody could bring in their records, and we'd be playing Tears of a Clown and that kind of thing. And I don't know, in 5th grade and 6th grade, girls would ask me to dance, and I was horrified. So shy. I couldn't dance. I could have done well with a pair of those shoes, I'm telling you. Might have made a man out of me. So before they came up with the auto-tune, yes, the auto-tune, that's what people like all of today's singers, maybe not Mariah Carey, but certainly there are singers out there who benefit from the auto-tuning device. They had what was called the yodeling meter. Yes, the yodeling meter. And with this device, this was the 1930s. With this device, you could tell how well someone was in pitch. This is from photographed in 1925. It could measure the pitch of a singer's voice. I gotta say this. When I always look back at the old photos of like the Victorian ladies with the bustles and all that stuff, I'm wondering what the hell was it about that style of dress that did men really look at that and say, man, I dig that woman's bustle. I am digging that bustle. But for me personally, and I'm going to show this again, I want to show this again. These are the women of the roaring 20s. And they're probably, I'm going to guess, these two chicks are probably 22, 23 years old. Look at them again. There's something about them that I find attractive. I don't know what it is. But I could have been, I'm telling you, if I was born in the if I was in my 20s, in the 20s, like my grandfather was, I'd have been a player. Okay, moving on to our next series of doom. Let's see, which one is this? Okay, here's the doozy. Genius. This is fucking genius. Here's a guy that figured out that time is money. Time is money. And he has to, he can't just shave one guy at a time. No, his thought was, let's shave 5 men at a time with a straight razor. With a straight razor. Can you believe this crap? I wonder how many arteries were slashed learning how to operate this machine. I wonder if he made a lot of money. This one is the one that really gets me. So this is called the rubber bumper. And what it is 100% rubber. It's actually quite comfortable. So the first few decades of the 20th century were a dangerous time to be on the road, not only for drivers, but just for pedestrians, okay? They didn't have walkways and flashing don't walk signs and all that shit. Back then, you just took your chances. And a great many people got run over. It was, some years, car crash deaths surpassed 20,000 people, and injuries were in, get this, automobile and person injuries were in the hundreds of thousands. Can you believe that? So this guy came up with an invention that kind of like the cow catcher on a train. If you were about to get run over, this thing would just set you down. It was a sponge rubber seat that was promised to protect pedestrians from injuries if they were hit by a speeding automobile. Can you imagine, you're walking across the street and here comes John Dillinger, Next thing you know, you're sprawled out on his hood. I don't know. I don't know. When I start looking at these inventions, I'm telling you, my little step it up thing is looking better all the time. Here's a doozy. This was big in the Little Italy area of New Jersey, like Singac and Little Falls and Cedar Groves. It's just solid Italian neighborhoods. Here it is. Don't laugh now. This is the spaghetti twirler. The spaghetti twirler. Yes, so you didn't have to spin your fork in your fingers. You just took this little device and gave it a few cranks and shoved it in your mouth, and there you go. Yeah, who was it? Stacks says, a people scooper. like a pooper scooper. Kind of like, does it remind you of Soylent Green? did that last one remind you of Soylent Green, where they just went around scooping up people? Oh, and this one is a beauty. This is beauty. This is for the family on the go, okay? The family on the go. This is called the family bicycle. So you got Junior and Dad pedaling their asses off. Right? Let me make this a little smaller so you can really, really appreciate this. But what I wanted, the reason I blew it up is I wanted you to see Mom. Mom is in there at her sewing machine. Mom is at her sewing machine while Dad is pedaling his freaking ass off. Meanwhile, Daisy, the young girl up front, she's just trying to keep her dress down around her knees, the poor kid. The whole family could enjoy the pleasures of a bike ride with inventor Charles Steinlauf's historical machine, which included spots for 2 people to pedal, 1 person to ride in front, and even a dedicated seat for a seamstress to continue her sewing work on the go. 4-person bicycles are still available today, but you might have to look far and wide for one that includes a sewing machine. Has anyone yet said, damn it, I got to have one of those things? I got to have one of those things. Shit. Don't worry. It gets worse. It gets worse. All right, let's go here, and let's go here. Okay. For those of you who, upon occasion, like to light up and smoke, but you just, don't you hate, smoking through a cigarette, and you're just not satiated. You want another one. You want another one. Well, you're in luck. You're in luck. Thanks to this invention, you are never going to stop smoking. Nope, not going to happen. Look at this. Look at this. An entire package of cigarettes at your fingertips while you're on the phone. You can just yak all day and just puff and puff and puff. Oh, man. I bet he sold 1 million of those things. What was the name of that stupid thing? What was the name of it? It was called... No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. But here's another groovy one. This is, oh man. How about this one? The old amphibicycle. Yes, the amphibicycle. Why get stopped by a lake or a river? If you're out for an afternoon ride on a bicycle, next thing you know, when you come up to a river, you just drive on in. You threw a lever forward, and your wheels retracted, lifting the bike up in the air. And now when you pedal, it pumps 2 little propellers behind the back, and away you go. Nothing stopping you, baby. Nothing stopping you. Pesky lakes and rivers didn't have to interrupt the careless bliss of bicycling in the early 1900s. This amphibicycle allowed them to keep going over water. Today's water bikes promise high performance, excellent balancing capabilities, maneuverability around tight turns. Yes, what a dandy idea there. Now this one is cool. This, you've probably seen this before. This was called the Dynasphere. And actually, I've got video on this one for you. This was a badass invention. Yeah, let's get a gander. Let's get a gander at this. This is pretty freaking bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
Gravity itself is our motive power and pulls us along. We can start on ice, we can start on mud or slime, because we we are not trusting to pushing the wheel round to get ourselves going. The steering is also interesting. The steering is done this way, by twisting the whole track over to one side. And you will notice that while we are quite vertical, quite level, the sphere on the outside tips over as I turn, and we can therefore run round corners in accordance with our tip.
I'm on my way to church. The Dinosphere, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. I don't think that needs any further explanation as to why it didn't catch on. Pretty cool stuff, though. The Dinosphere. I would like to try it, to be honest with you. I mean, in that photo, look at this guy. He is like, he looks like, you know, the skateboarders when they're hanging on and they're like really, you know, I don't know. There's some crazy shit out there, people. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right. Now this one I love. This is for the ladies. You know, all you ladies who are home baking cakes. You know how you hate to dig through that drawer and fuss with all of the different, you know, 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, 1 teaspoon. Why waste your time digging through your drawer when this one tool does it all for you? Yes. Look at this. Oh, damn it. I've lost my main page. Hang on. Bear with me. It's here somewhere. There it is. I knew I still had it. Okay, there it is. Put that there. Put this here. Put this back over here. Okay, yes. This is called the duplex hand scale. Housewives could clear out the measuring cups from their cupboards and use the duplex hand scale for all of their culinary needs from the 50s. The plastic spoon could weigh whatever was put in it using a scale in the handle. Most of today's hand scales are not for baking, but travelers looking to avoid excess luggage fees when flying. Well, yeah. Another jewel. Oh, now this is a good one. I didn't realize this was such a problem in the 1940s and 1950s when men toted the briefcases to work. This was an anti-bandit briefcase for all those thieves who would run by and, you know, before there was purse snatching, apparently there was quite a problem with briefcase snatching. So this one would automatically eject all of your items out of it so that the thief could not make off with just your briefcase full of goodies. No, this thing spit out all of your items into the gutter, into the rain, into the snow, into the dog shit on the side of the sidewalks. Yes, I don't know how anyone could have lived without one of those things back in the day. I'm very glad that I don't tote a briefcase to work anymore. Those days are behind me. They are far behind me. Now, this is a really interesting one. This is called the water taxi. So look at the age of this. Look at the age of this. It's truly amazing. Okay? Look at the age of that's like a model, I don't know. It's an old frickin' Ford or a Dodge or something, right? Travelers who needed to cross rivers around Somersville, Massachusetts, but didn't want to deal with the hassle of a ferry or a rowboat, they could have perhaps hailed this water taxi for on-demand service. The idea is still alive today, riding ride-hailing app Uber launched a water taxi service in Mumbai in 2019. But back in the day, baby, that was your e-ticket ride over the river. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that some of these aren't more mainstream. Or actually, what I kind of think is a great many of these now have some of these still exist, just in more modern versions. Oh, here's a one. This is that gift for the gal who has everything. You know how you really want to take your wife golfing with you, but she just doesn't have her swing down yet. Well, look at this. Look at this, boys. You could pick up one of these things. Now, these are flapper girls, okay? This is the 20s. This is the 20s. Look at this. It is a robot. It is a golfing robot that teaches the perfect swing. It would teach you the perfect swing. To be honest with you, I could probably use one of those. Now, damn it. Somehow I missed out on one of the most... Okay, I'm gonna have to supersede this. I got a very special one I have to share with you, because honestly, if these were out today, I would buy them. I would freaking buy them. Get a gander at this, people. This is 1950s. 1950s. Look at that. You see that chick showing off her gams? She's walking up to the fender of the car and showing off her legs. Do you know why she's doing that? Because of illuminated tires. Yes, the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company wanted to add flair to cars across America. With these illuminated tires, outfitted with 18 internal light bulbs, these were actually well received. The flashy tires were simply too costly and impractical to produce on a large scale. However, a set was installed on the Golden Sahara II, a concept car from 1954. The car was restored recently in 2019, complete with a new set of 4 glowing tires from Goodyear. I personally, this is my favorite. This is my favorite preposterous invention. I actually think that is freaking cooler than cool. If you could buy those today, I would buy them. Stack says, I want sandwiches. That is seriously freaking cool. All right, now this next one actually carries a name with it. It carries a name with it. Winston Churchill designed this. Winston Churchill. Back in the early days of aviation, back when the planes, when they landed, they were like this. When you were sitting in your passenger seat, you waiting for takeoff. You were kind of sitting like an astronaut. Well, back in the day, they couldn't attain high altitudes because your ears were constantly popping and they hadn't pressurized cabins yet. But Winston Churchill came up with a solution. Yes, he came up with this. Now, to me, it looks like a coffin. It looks like a coffin. But what it is a very comfortable bed in a pressurized chamber. And with this, you could fly to any heights you wanted. I've flown to a few new heights or two in my day. Doing it inside of this might have gotten me even higher. Crazy shit. Oh, I did have it. Okay, my fault. All right, this is one of my all-time favorites. The jiggle machine. Yes, the jiggler. No need to hit the gym, people. Looking to trim a few inches off your waistline? You could simply jiggle the fat away with this vibrating exercise belt from the 1920s. Marketers of similar devices, which used electrical stimulation to promote weight loss in the early 2000s, reported they were forced to pay $7 million by the Federal Trade Commission for exaggerating fitness claims. I always loved the old movies from the 30s and the 40s where they showed women using these things. For whatever reason, my brother and I, anytime we saw one of these things jiggling away at somebody, I couldn't help it. It just made me really freaking laugh. Really made me laugh. Now this I would use today, folks. This was for those racing buffs. Yes, rain goggles for race drivers. Now, in their standards, you can see by the little lock of curly hair next to her face, this had to be probably 30s, probably 1930s. Does it say? Yes, 1930s. Wipers didn't just belong on windshield of race cars in the 1930s. They also came on special rain goggles that drivers would wear in open cars. Cars without a windshield, that is. A chintzy plastic version of this invention is available on Amazon today. Is it really? See, I like this. I like this as a motorcyclist. See this little propeller up here? That catches the wind, and that powers the windshield wipers that go. They could be onto something. As a motorcyclist, I would love a pair of those. I'm going to have to go to Amazon and see. I'm going to have to see just what gives with that. This next one is a doozy. This next one is akin to the baby hanging out of the window from the 18th floor of the Plaza Hotel in New York City. This one goes right hand in hand with it. This is, folks, a air drive system. Now, this is, believe it or not, from 1910. 1910. Get a look at this. Get a look at this. Yes. Look at that sumbitch. This fan-powered car might have made more of a splash today than in the 1910s, considering worries about climate change. This early invention may have inspired the compressed air-powered car that was featured in Shark Tank in 2015. I'm just thinking about the little kids who run out to see Dad when he comes home in the driveway, the ones who run up from behind and get chopped to pieces by the propeller. There goes little Billy. Well, now we got cold cuts. I don't know. Some of the shit boggles your mind. I'm telling you, my invention, my Step It Up invention is looking better all the time. Looking better all the time. Right? I've already done this one. Already done this one. Sorry. We're getting down to the end, people. Getting down to the end. This is a beauty. This one here is a freaking beauty. Do I have a big version of it? No. I only have the little version of it. Okay, so those of you who have problems with mice and rats, never fear, because in Japan, in the, I believe it was the 20s. No, God forbid. I should have known by the modern plug. This is 1963. 1963, a Japanese invention. Yes, it's called the cat mew. Inventors were always looking for a better mousetrap, and in 1963, this was the latest iteration. Homeowners with a mouse problem could use this mechanical cat from Japan to scare away rodents. Its eyes would light up, and the cat would meow 10 times, every 60 seconds, clearly scaring the shit out of every mouse for 100 miles. They must have sold 1 million of them. They must have sold 1 million of them. Oh, here's a jewel. This is one of those ones that really, really kind of makes you scratch your fucking head. Okay? This right here is the ornithopter. The ornithopter. While many people might imagine what it's like to fly like a bird, engineer Alan Stewart took things a step further with his ornithopter, a human flight machine designed to flap its wings like a bird in 1963. Smaller ornithopters are now used at some airports to scare away pigeons and seagulls. Somehow it just doesn't look safe to me. I don't know. Maybe is it just me? Am I being too picky? But I don't know. This is a doozy. This here is a doozy. Okay, this is the modern home, a modern house. This was called the Futuro. It might look more like a spaceship than a residence, but this modern house called Futuro was intended to be a portable, weather-resistant home for families who had an eye on the future. Less than 100 of these structures were actually built during the 1960s and 70s, and about 60 still remain today. I've seen some weird geodesic domes out there, but I have never seen one of these. I wonder how you get in it. I wonder where the door is. Man who live in glass house should dress in basement. Oh, this is a winner. This is a winner right here. Boy, you thought that you'd think that your children would be the most important thing in your life, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Now, this little gas-powered bicycle allowed a woman to take her children all about the town. It was called the Promobile. The Promobile. This is from the 1920s. Yes, with this 1920s Promobile, parents and baby carriages could hit the streets at 15 miles an hour. 15 miles an hour! Modern-day versions of this design allow moms and dads to tow their youngsters in trailers that clip on behind the bicycle, which to me makes much more sense. I've seen them. I've seen the little kids and the dogs riding in the back where the guy's got the great big flag while he's driving one of those lay-down bicycles where but this, your children are in front of you. What if you went down a hill and lost control of the Promobile? Who would crash first? Your babies. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go finish that freaking toilet lid lifter tonight. I am. I'm gonna sell 1 million of them. I'm gonna sell 1 million of them. All right. I think we're getting to the end. I hate to tell you this. I think we're getting to the end. Yeah. Damn it, Zoe. Here we are. The last batch right here. Last batch. Now, this is cool. Folks, this is beyond cool. In fact, I think we may have seen this on Three Beer Men. I know that Cosmac knows about this. Okay? Back in the 60s, the Toshiba View phone was the future. That was the freaking future right there. Let's see if I can do this justice here. Yes. It allowed callers to see each other on a small video screen. With FaceTime now part of everyday life, it's hard to imagine a time when this would have been state of the art, but it's got the round dialer on it. So, and I mean, look at the receiver he has, and look at the round dialer. So that's pretty futuristic. In fact, it's pretty damn cool. I like it. And there's the home again. Oh, now these exist today. How many of those, what are they? Westphalia Volkswagens have a portable top that pops up and makes a tent. So this one, back in the day, this one actually caught on. Let me adjust this so that it works better for us. What did they call this thing? The roof sleeper. Yes, the roof sleeper. This invention turned the top of a person's automobile into their own private sleeping quarters in the 1950s. Travelers now sleep in vans that have been converted to mini hotels by Airbnb users. Ahead of its time. I hope that the patent made him some money on the Westphalias all those years later. Now this one here, this will put spring in your step. Are you tired of walking around on your tired feet? If you got to really hike through the city, this was 1930s, people. 1930s springs stuck into the heels of these shoes might have put some pep in the wearer's step in the 30s. Since coils have since made their way inside of soles of sneakers to absorb shock and ease foot pain, I can see this. I can't help but dare I go here? Why does my mind run to the gutter? Why does my mind continually run to the gutter? I see these in some strange use with never mind. I'll let you think about it. I'll just let you ponder that one. I'm not going there. It's a family show. All right. Oh, this is the height of laziness right here. This one here. This is for a guy who just can't stop dunking his donuts. A guy who loves to dunk his donuts but hates getting his fingers wet. Yep. This is the donut dunker. The donut dunker for the man who just he just doesn't want to get his fingers wet. Inventor Russell E. Oakes created this device in the 1930s. Whether it was upheld by the dunking standards of the National Dunking Association remains to be seen, but that was his claim to fame. And last but not least, I've got a special one for you. This is one that Mrs. Zoe added to the fray. Okay. This is a test for the class. This one is a test for the class. Now, I want you guys to look carefully. I want you to all to look very carefully. I'm going to be reading the chats. I'm going to be reading the chats on this one, and I want to see who gets it first, okay? I want to see who gets this first. I'm about to show you a picture of an invention from I believe it was the turn of last century. Now, 1900, okay? This item was popular around 1900. I want you to tell me what you think it is. Is everyone prepared? Okay. D Live, I know you got your crown. And Foxhole, I know you guys are really good at this shit. YouTube, I know you're ready. For a challenge. And Rumblers, I haven't seen anybody say anything, but something tells me you're going to rise to the occasion. People, I want you to tell me. Tell me what the hell this thing is. Are you ready? First one to tell me. What do you think this thing does? What do you think this thing does? I'm reading the chats. I'm reading the chats now. What do you think this thing does? What's it for? If any of you are thinking a man's genitals, I want you to slap your face. What do you think this does? We're getting some interesting, a corn holder, a corn on the cob holder, combs a ponytail, castrates bulls, a circumcision tool, pedo fixer, a jar top opener, a nut scratcher, holds a lemon, Chinese finger T-Web says a woman's genitals, carrot stripper. Keep guessing, people. Nobody's gotten it yet. Tell me what this thing is. What does it do? What does this thing do? Dragon Sage, you got that right, baby. Mrs. Zoe said this is for an adultering husband. That's what she thought it was for. It was like a Lorraine Bobbitt device, but no, that is not true. Not true. Yes. Oh, yes, okay. We're going to turn up all the cards. We're going to turn over all the cards. This, when back in the day, back in the 1900s, eggs were popular, extremely popular. So a hard-boiled egg, you would take this and open it up. The little chain guided you. You would slide it over your egg and then squeeze it. And then as you lifted it up, it stripped the shell off of a hard-boiled egg. Yes. It stripped the shell. It's Kitty's way of keeping Norm in line. That thing looks freaking painful. And it's funny. I mean, I showed this to several women, and every single one of them immediately said it's for a man's genitals. It's for an adulterer. This is a woman's way of getting even. Perhaps it does two things. I don't know. But what I do know is Spaz says, a good thing I don't have any eggs. It's time for your brother Zoe to go. I've had a very tiring weekend. A lot of things went on. I cleaned. I wish you could see. Can I show you? Does this camera even work? Yeah, look. You can eat off of that floor. You can eat off of that floor. I vacuumed in here. I cleaned this place up and down. I'm telling you. Zoe worked his butt off. And, man, I'm tired. I got to go in and grab a nice warm shower and claw myself into bed. And I don't want to dream about one of those things. Yeah, the last thing in the world I ever want to see. Last thing in the world I ever want to see is one of these. Not even in a bad dream. Before I go, check my DMs, please. I would, darling, but I don't think I'm going to be. I'm shutting her down right now. Shutting her down right now. Otherwise, I'd be happy to. But I'm happy to share that. Our dear sister, Purple Pixie, over on the Foxhole, will be going live with her music show tonight at 11 Eastern. 11 Eastern, so that's 25 minutes from now. if you haven't had a chance to hang out with Purple Pixie, please go and do so and tell her Zoe sent you. Zoe sent you. Okay. I want to thank the wonderful people who donated to this show this evening. Let's see who they are. Starting off with Due Diligence, my dear sister Safety Net 820, thank you. Goobage, you are wonderful. Girl Patriot, great to see you. Thank you kindly. Madness Comic Network. He says next time you roll through Southwest Michigan, okay, man, we'll hook it up. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Cynthia, all the way from Mass. So glad you're going in September. I'm going on my own cross-country trip through the summer. Maybe I can still see you. Awesome, Cynthia. On your motorcycle? That is bad-ass, woman. Good for you. Good for you. I can't wait to see your collection of pins from all the states you go to. In fact, I'm going to send you a vest that you can start putting them on. I have one. I have the perfect vest for you. I'll send it along. Sean Joe, thank you kindly for the cookie. Spaz O Yeti. Spaz Man just bought the very top freaking tier, the Diamond tier subscription, a 3-monther. That gives him not only, it supersedes the Rockstar badge, he has the Mystery Ship badge. And those are few and far between. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. That is bad to the bone. All right. I'm going to release the Scratchin'. The Scratchin' is hereby released. And over here, over here in Lemonland, we've had some wonderful, wonderful folks donating lemons to the cause. Bad Zoot out in front of everybody. Peggy Dancer, thank you kindly. Lynn Winters, T.L. Spud, of course. Jayla17, Dandy 002, and Willie Fixit. All of them bringing the love. All of them bringing the love. Let's put a little something into that treasure chest, shall we? Let's go somewhere in this neighborhood. I know I'm going the wrong way, but you know what? Sometimes you got to go the wrong way to go the right way. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway. Here we go. Rewards being distributed as we speak in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here they come. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Come on now. Where is it? Where the heck is it? I don't see it. Come on. Do any of you guys see who won the freaking... There it is. There it is. Spudley on top of the heap. Bad Zoot. Dandy 002. Willie Fixit. And Jayla17. Good to see you back on the list, darling. All right. There's our lemon lovers. Getting their fair share. And your brother Zoe is going to get on out of Dodge, baby. I've got... things to do and people to see and a pillow to admire. The inside of my eyelids are getting really freaking heavy right now. Really, really freaking heavy. So I'm going to call it a night, folks. Going to call it a night. I hope that all of you have an absolutely fantastic week ahead. Know that I love you lots. And let's see. I think we'll do one of these right here. That looks lovely. All right. We'll catch you on the flip side, my friends. Have yourselves a marvelous week ahead. Know that your brother Zoe loves you and appreciates you more than you'll ever know. Thanks for being here. Have a great, great week ahead. I'll let you know when the Step It Up is available, ladies. Step it up. Step it up.